Good afternoon and welcome to today's webinar, Program Compliance with the After School Snack Program, the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program, and the Special Milk Program. The objective of this webinar is to increase program compliance and clarify issues that have been seen in past administrative reviews of these programs. This webinar will be posted to our SlideShare account as well as our YouTube channel, and when it is, you will all be notified. Today's webinar is being recorded and we'll stop recording when we get to the question and answer portion at the end. So let's go ahead and get started. This is our outline that we're going to do today. We're going to start with the after school snack program and go through the areas of that program, and then just kind of a general overview for fresh fruit and vegetable. We've previously done a webinar on this, and most of what we're going to cover are just things that have been found in the field while reviewing this program. And then we're going to cover the special milk program. The after-school snack program allows participating schools to serve students nutritionally balanced snacks while also providing appropriate activities. Under the after-school snack program, we're going to look at school eligibility, program documentation, accounting and claiming system, the nutritional requirements for the snacks, the education or enrichment activity, and then the food safety and civil rights parts of this program. So let's go ahead and start with school eligibility. There's two types of eligibility for this program. There's area eligible sites and then non-area eligible sites. Area eligible sites are considered area eligible if they're located within the geographical area of a school in which at least 50% of the enrolled students are certified for free and reduced meals. Snacks under this option are served free to all children and reimbursed at the free rate for snacks. Non-area eligible sites are sites where the snacks are served at the free, reduced, or paid rates. The rate each child pays is based on approved eligibility such as an income application or direct certification. And just keep in mind for non-area eligible sites, you do have to maintain the documentation used to establish that child's eligibility, and it will be reviewed as part of an administrative review. The after-school snack program documentation. Maintaining the production record has been one of the main issues that we have encountered in the field in regards to this program. It should be filled out completely and indicate the quantities that were served as well as the educational activity that was part of the after-school snack program for that day. On your slide, you see a sample menu production record, and I have the address link where you can go to get one of these if you're not currently using this. This is one that we've put together, and we would recommend that you use it unless you have one that also meets these kind of the guidelines laid out here. All of the documentation listed here is documentation that you should be keeping because it can be reviewed as part of an administrative review. The counting and claiming system that you have in place must ensure that the snacks are counted, recorded, consolidated, and reported through a system that consistently yields correct claims. The system should ensure that each child only receives one reimbursable snack per snack service and that snack is counted at the point of service when it's served to the child. Guideline-wise, children are able to participate in this program until they turn 18 or until the end of the school year if they turn 19 during the current school year. Children with mental or physical disabilities are not subject to this age limit requirement, and adult snacks, of course, cannot be counted as part of this program for reimbursement. Another area that we've encountered is improper counting and claiming. Counting must occur at the point of service when that snack is served to the participant. You must maintain a count sheet that has a date, a place to count a reimbursable snack, and a place for a staff member to sign off on for the after-school snack program. Participation in this program is open to all students who meet the requirements and how you structure the program. For example, if you structure your after-school snack program so that it occurs during study hall, all students that are in that study hall are eligible to participate in this program. If you wanted more students to participate, you could expand the number of students in study hall or the number of study halls that also offer the after-school snack. But that's how that part would work for that if you wanted more kids to participate. The snack nutritional requirements are listed here. The reimbursable snack consists of 2 of the following 4 components. You have to offer 2 of milk, fruit, vegetable, grain, or meat alternate. And in the food buying guide on page I-15, it has the quantities that should be offered for each age grade group. And I've just listed some examples of allowable snacks: whole wheat goldfish and fat-free flavored milk, string cheese and apples, or a whole grain hot pocket. The important thing here to remember, again, is to just document the quantities that are served on your production record. Another component of the after-school snack program that's often overlooked is the educational or enrichment activity. This activity, it has to meet the guidelines listed in the slide, but also it can't occur before or after the snack service. This is all one event: snack served, educational activity. Some examples would be art and musical activities, homework assistance, a reading room or library, mentoring, life skills, counseling, or study hall. The after-school snack program also must be monitored 2 times a year. According to federal regulations, the first time it must be monitored is within its first 4 weeks of operation, and the last time it must be monitored is any time before the end of that school year. So if your school year is year-round, the program begins with each new fiscal year. There are food safety and civil rights requirements as well with the after-school snack program. For the food safety, I've listed the link address for the HACCP manual, the SOPs. You can pull any down that would be appropriate for your program. You must have your most recent, it must be served in a place where your most recent food safety inspection is posted, or you must post it wherever you're serving. You have to have a system to handle special diets, and if you require temperature logs, they must be current and up to date. It also had, the after-school snack program also has civil rights requirements. You must display the Injustice for All poster. There must be a civil rights policy that allows children to address their complaints. People who administer the program to participants must receive annual civil rights training, and you have to have a policy for collecting ethnic and racial data for participants in this program. We're going to switch over to the fresh fruit and vegetable program. This program seeks to increase children's exposure to and consumption of a variety of fruits and vegetables. The main parts of it are claim documentation, claim validation, the Buy American provision, and then we're going to look at program guidelines and the food guidelines. And there's link here is to resources that could help you with your program. For claim documentation, these are the items that are looked at as part of an administrative review. We're going to look at the invoices for produce, invoices for products used in the food service, and what we're looking for is on some things is a clear documentation of worker time spent in the program and clear documentation of the year-to-date administrative costs charged to the program. We'll also want to see documentation supporting the cost of equipment bought for this program. For claim validation, I'm going to refer you to the link here, which is to the previous Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program webinar we did. The Buy American provision. This is an area that we've seen that doesn't get as much attention out in the field. So the definition of the Buy American provision is there, and I detailed out in the Code of Federal Regulations where you can find it. I just want to point out that this is your responsibility as the sponsor to ensure that all items purchased as part of this program meet the Buy American requirement. You should be able to request documentation from your vendor that would support buying fruit or vegetables, whether they're produced locally or not. And I want to take a step back with claim validation. For supplies, if you're not buying them solely for this program, you can bill a proportionate amount to this program. As an example, if you buy a sleeve of boats and use 30% of those boats in the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program, you can bill 30% of the total cost of that sleeve of boats to this grant program. And it's important on your claim that you submit monthly that you do detail out direct labor costs. The format we're looking for is an hourly rate plus the fringe benefit amount for each individual you'll be claiming as part of this claim. In addition, when a claim is reviewed as part of the administrative review, there should be a clear trail of documentation supporting these costs, such as timesheets that are signed by managers. Program guidelines for the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program. The following guidelines are specific to the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program. It must occur at least 2 times a week for all students, and it must offer a variety of fruits and vegetables. Repeat offerings are allowed, and you should really think seasonal and local when possible. Servings also do not have to be a full portion. So as far as occurring twice a week, as you know, it must be available to all children and free of cost, but it can be accomplished in a couple of ways. It can be offered to every student at once, or you can have a class that everyone in the school attends that offers it as a portion of that class each period that new sets of students are in there. As far as the servings go, they don't have to be full servings. The intent of this program is to expose children to fruits and vegetables they would not otherwise have access to. So you could offer a sample size and still meet program requirements. And these are some of the food guidelines that for things that are offered in the program. It's there on the slide for you, and like I said, there's more in-depth information in the previous webinar. And we also have the nutritional education component. It must be part of every fresh fruit and vegetable service, and I've included links to help you meet that part of the program. We're going to move to the special milk program. The special milk program provides milk to children in schools, nonprofit RCCIs, and eligible camps that do not participate in other federal child nutrition meal service programs. The areas we're going to look at under the special milk program are the public release, the pricing policy, the special milk program options, counting and claiming, program compliance, and record keeping. The special milk program does have to have a public release, and I've included a sample one. This one's not current, but this is kind of what it should look like. You must announce it near the beginning of the school year. It must include the eligibility criteria for free milk, and it must contain the income eligibility guidelines for free milk only. It must be provided to the local media, the unemployment office, and employers contemplating large layoffs in the school area where your program is being served. As a note, if you are a school district that's running a special milk program, you don't have to release a separate public release for the special milk program. You can include the special milk program in your normal public release. The pricing policy for the special milk program. SFAs operating this program must price their milk in accordance with food and nutrition service policies. You can elect to have a pricing or non-pricing program. The milk service must be nonprofit, and under no circumstances can the income from this program be used to subsidize other food programs. Excess funds from this program can be used for program improvement and or to reduce the cost of milk for participants in the program. So let's talk about those pricing options. There's two. There's a non-pricing option, and then there's a pricing option. And you have a single choice under the non-pricing program, which would be option one. Basically, you provide milk to all children for free, and you're reimbursed at the federal reimbursement rate. Anything above and beyond that is borne by the school or institution. Under the pricing program, you have two options, and they're detailed below. Currently, none of our programs are pricing programs, so I'm not going to go into those, but the information for them is there on the slide. But essentially, you do have to choose one of these options for your program. Counting and claiming documentation. The following documentation must be maintained to help substantiate your claims for reimbursement in the special milk program. Records supporting the number of milk served daily and claim for reimbursement. That would be your daily count sheets, and that sheet would detail milk used in cooking, milk that spoiled, milk that was served to adults and non-program eligible participants. A daily attendance roster for participants in this program, milk order documentation such as invoices and delivery records, certification documentation for participants in this program where necessary. And that certification documentation isn't necessary in non-pricing programs. In pricing programs, you do have to certify children through applications, direct certification, or those areas like that. The accounting and claiming system. It should follow the guidelines for listed below. The milk may only be counted when it's given to the child at the point of service. And again, this eligibility status of each child is transferred accurately to the roster. That's only for pricing programs. We've included a copy of a special milk count sheet and what it should have on it. The special milk program must also meet the following program-specific federal guidelines. Civil rights, there has to be a civil rights complaint policy. Staff who interact with participants in this program must receive annual civil rights training. The Injustice for All poster must be prominently displayed wherever the milk's being served. There must be a system for collecting racial and ethnic data for participants in this program. It also has food safety requirements. There has to be a HACCP manual with special milk program specific SOPs. There must be a log of weekly milk refrigerator storage cleaning and a temperature log for the milk refrigerator or storage units. And we've included a combined temperature cleaning log for the milk cooler as an example.